So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our own close-up pad or card magic pad. And I apologize for the echo in the room right now, but we're in a different area other than my studio. Because we're gonna be making a pad that we can actually do all of our filming on and all that stuff. Remember that this is all about my card magic journey. I am a relatively new person to card magic. I started within the last month and a half here. So I'm trying to document my journey along the way, and I hope this will be beneficial for you. What I did is I found a piece of plywood. It's about, what is that, a 1/4 inch piece of plywood. It's actually particle board. And it's just kind of a scrap I found in the basement here. And it's gonna be 21 inches long by 14 inches wide. So that should be big enough to have for my card magic journey here. But what we're gonna do is we're going to, I bought some felt, and this is just regular felt. It's kind of a soft backing, and it's good felt on the front side here. And we can, use some lint stuff to make that look nice. But we're gonna cut it and we're gonna actually staple it to this board here, so that way we have our own table surface that we can practice our magic. So let's talk about close-up pads and what you're looking for. The top is gonna be a velvet, and that's what we have right here. And what you want to try to do is you want to try to avoid bright colors. So, colors should be neutral or calming colors. So if you have if you have red cards, you might want to go with dark blue felt. If you have black felt, you can do red cards, or you can do coins or cups, tricks like that. Dark red and mustard yellow, it could be used as an alternative. I'm not going to put a pad in between the felt or the velvet and the board today, but that is an option that you can do if you want to get a little bit more padding in. You can actually get some kind of like cotton pad that you can actually lay on here and staple that in as well. Okay, the velvet here I bought actually at a local fabric store, at a Hobby Lobby actually, and I got it on sale. So the actual felt itself cost $10.19 plus tax. And then I also got some soft foam, and I'll show you that in a little bit. And that soft foam was $7.99. And then I also bought another thing for $3.99. So total spent so far for this project is going to be $23.39 plus the cost of a board and the cost of staples. We're going to be using staples, 3/8 inch staples, and I'll show you guys how we're going to do that. So let's get started here. So first of all, I'm going to unroll this. And I have a board down on a table here, so I'm not cutting on my table. I actually made this table. It's pretty cool. But we're going to kind of center this on this fabric here a little bit. And it doesn't have to be exact, but we're going to get it approximate. So that way I'm going to have leftover felt for the roll-up pad and that. So all I'm doing is just making it, and I'm going to cut it so I have about an inch overlap on all the sides, inch and a half overlap on all sides. This is just a cutting wheel. Sorry about the loud noise there. And all I'm going to do is just cut straight down. And same thing down over here. And it ran off the edge of the board there, so let's cut it back a little bit. And that should be pretty good for there now. So I'm just going to use a scissors really quick to cut this cloth. And I'm going to take the rest of this cloth and just set it aside so we can use it for other projects. And there's enough left for the soft pad or the roll-up pad. And then if I want to make another board or two, I'll have enough. This is 1 yard worth of material that I bought. Okay, so we're going to take this board, and it has a rough side and a soft side. We're going to put the soft side on the cloth side. So let's do this one. So let's do put the cloth down first. And then we're going to put the smooth side of the board down. We're going to center it on the part that we actually cut here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it around. We're going to put a staple right in the end here. And we're going to make sure that the staples get all the way down and tight. So we're just going to turn this around here. And I want to stretch this out so it's nice and tight. Okay, I'm going to throw a couple more staples in here. Okay, I'm not going to do the corners yet. And then I'm going to take a hammer and I'm just going to tack these in tight. I'm going to pick up the board and I'll turn it around. And again, our goal is to make sure that this is nice and tight. So we're going to pull this tight and staple it. Again, staple it. And you notice I'm not doing the corners yet. We'll do that in a little bit. Again, I'm just going to tap these in. Okay, and I'm going to turn it sideways and we'll pull it tight this way. So that's what it looks like so far. I'm going to turn it around. Now I need to make sure that it gets nice and tight. So I'm going to pull this center here, staple the center on first. Pull it tight. That looks pretty good right now. Okay, now we got to do the corners here. And for the corners, we're just going to use that scissors. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get it where I can actually be in the corner here. You guys can actually see it. What you can do is you're going to cut it right down to the corner on an angle. So you want to go almost to the edge of the corner there. And then we're going to cut out a little bit here. So it's almost like we're making a V type look. So that way I can pull it down and across. We're going to pull this in tight and we'll staple this one down as well. And we're just going to trim off this edge a little bit. So that looks pretty good. We're just going to repeat that on the rest of the sides here. So you got a couple different things you can do. We could do it that way, the way I did it, or we could just staple it in. Let's try this way on this one. So all we're going to do is we're going to pull that corner, we're going to staple it in, cut straight down here. I almost like that better. And then the same thing over here, we'll just cut right down the edge, right towards the corner. And then that way we can pull it in tight. So let's staple this in first. And we'll come in, we'll grab from this side, staple that in. I'm just going to tack them down. And that looks nice as well. I think that's what we're going to do for the rest of the corners there. So basically what we're doing is we're taking this V right here, we're going to staple it down so it's nice and flat. And then we'll take our scissors and we'll cut it down towards the corner. Same thing over here, come in, cut down towards the corner. And then all we're going to do is just fold this under and staple it. And same thing here. And the last corner. And there we go. We got a close-up pad now. And since it's black, we're going to have to get a lint brush to make sure it's nice and clean. But that should be plenty of room to do our card magic and that. Hey, one thing you could do right now is if you haven't subscribed, please give me a subscribe, give me a thumbs up. That will greatly appreciate. I will greatly appreciate that. That'll help the channel out tremendously. Also, click on that video on the left-hand side there, and that's the video that YouTube recommends you to watch next. It'll help you the most. Or you can click on the video on the right side here, and that'll bring you to the beginning of this series so you can follow my journey from number 1 all the way to wherever we are at today's video. So anyhow, hey, my name is Joe. This is my card magic journey. Let's make it yours too. Everybody join along on the journey. Let's make it fun. Let's make it prosperous. Let's work together.